Welcome back to Open Line, talking about the Affordable Care Act. We have with us Mary Hunt, Jackie Schrago. Both can help navigate your way through signing up for insurance. Several callers on the line. Let's go to Luann. Hello, Luann.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What's on your mind?
Okay, so my husband just got laid off a week ago. And not sure, but hoping he gets another job between now and the first of the year. But should he not find a job, will we be penalized for not having health insurance when we go to file our taxes?
Did you just lose health insurance this week?
Yes.
You won't be penalized because you'll be under 3 months of not having coverage.
And we would suggest that you as well call that 800 number, get an appointment, and find out what your situation is. What you need to do for the coming year is you're going to project income. Now you're saying, okay, we're hopeful he'll get a job. He might not get it by January 1. But you can make an estimate of the fact that you believe he's going to get work. Remember, this whole law passed with the idea of trying to cover people during the period of time when they may not have had full-time work. Now, somebody who's never worked and doesn't have much prospect of a job is not going to find this very helpful. But for people who are between jobs, who might have just lost a job or might not be sure, maybe he doesn't think he can make quite as much money as he made last year or something like that, or he wants to project a little less, he can go on, sign up, and then he's got several months. And then there's an opportunity to change his income during the year if it's slightly different. Or if he thinks he might get some part-time work in the meantime. You can do those kinds of things too. So don't just assume because he doesn't have a job this moment that you shouldn't also sign up for 2016.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And all right, so he lost his job. He hopes to get a new job. What if he doesn't have insurance now?
It could be also a special enrollment period because they lost their coverage, and they could be able to sign up and have coverage for November and December. Or
they could have it for at least December and maybe November.
So there are special enrollment periods, even though the open enrollment.
It gets a little confusing when you're in an open enrollment period and you have a special enrollment period, because most folks who will start signing up on Sunday, their plan won't start until January 1st. But if they're in a special enrollment period,
like
then they can get an earlier start date. So they won't face a penalty for having coverage, not having coverage for fewer than 3 months. But it's always good to have coverage, so it's definitely worth looking into as well.
All right, let's go to Danny. Hello, Danny. Hi, what's on your mind?
I was just wondering what happened to if you like your plan, you can keep your plan and the premium won't go up.
That was something that was said.
Yeah.
What about that?
You can always keep your plan. Nothing says you have to change your plan. It's up to you to decide. We're just saying that there are new options, and if you like your plan and the premium seems okay to you and everything else seems okay, then you're good to go. And it's actually very easy to renew that plan.
Now there's the one company that is pulling out, so if you like that plan,
then you got to do something.
You've got to do something.
Right.
And the reason that is happening, because that was said at some point, is what? It's the competition among, it's up to the insurance company. Or why is that happening?
See, we think of the insurance market as being the same all the time. The Affordable Care Act has really made the insurance market very different than it's been before for a particular set of people, the people who are as individuals in the marketplace. It's changed the employer marketplace some, but it's overwhelmingly changed the individual marketplace. So we have new people trying to figure out, new carriers, insurance companies trying to figure out, what should I do? Maybe I've done this in another state, I haven't done it in Tennessee, what happens if I do it in Tennessee? Many of the insurance companies did not believe it would be so price sensitive that they would work out an arrangement where they set up a smaller network so that you have maybe you can have some plans with lots of choice of doctors, but you can also have some plans with limited choice of doctors. And if that was much less money, would you take it? Well, we found out that the consumers in Tennessee took it like crazy. And so now, having done that, there are new carriers, new insurance companies who say, well, maybe we ought to get into that market too, and they've done so.
Okay, let's go to Mitchell. Hello, Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. I have a question on, I'm filing for disability, and I filed for the Insurance Affordable Act last year, and I don't have any income coming in, and they were sitting there saying that would have to be, I was eligible, and it was going to be $196 a month. Well, I've been doing without insurance, and I was wanting to try to figure out how I'm supposed to be able to get insurance and health care.
Yeah.
So, it can seem a little confusing because they do tell you that you're eligible and then the price seems unaffordable. And that's because almost everyone is eligible to purchase the coverage, but there are certain guidelines as far as who's eligible for the financial assistance, and that's where we get into this place that we call the gap, and that's because folks who have filed for disability but are waiting for that decision, which can take years sometimes. If they don't have any income in the meantime, they can't get on TennCare yet because they haven't been determined disabled. But if they don't have any income, they can't qualify for the financial assistance through the marketplace because your income has to be at least at the poverty line to qualify for the tax credits, which are the financial assistance. So we would suggest that you call Health Assist. That's really the best resource that we have to help connect folks in the gap to a doctor, a clinic that they can go to on a sliding scale. It's important to note that if you're not eligible for that financial assistance piece, you're also not subject to the penalty for not having insurance.
But
So
this is it's a real situation in Tennessee.
It's a real
yeah.
situation. And the sad part is that if you lived in Kentucky or Arkansas, you wouldn't have that issue because they covered everybody. We just happen to be in a state where our legislature at the state level hasn't decided so far not to. We hope that they can reconsider that and look at it. But in the meantime, people like Mitchell are caught. And we don't consider it affordable for him. It's not affordable. This act is not working for him. But it's not working because of the decision and the choice in Tennessee, not at a national level. And that's really the sad part. And so that's the reason we talk about Health Assist. It's not insurance, but it is a way in which you can get some limited help.
And how many people are in his situation, do you think, in Tennessee?
280,000.
So there are 280,000 people like that. Okay, let's go to Nancy. Hello, Nancy.
Hi.
Hi, what's on your mind?
Okay, I have a question. When I go sign up for my insurance for 2016, do I have to take proof of income for 15 or 16?
It's yeah, that's a very good question. You will be projecting your income for 16. So if you still have the same job that you had all of last year, then you could bring your income from 15 to kind of base it off that as a good estimator tool. But if you have a completely different job or your hours have totally changed, what you earned in 2015 is not as relevant as what you are projecting that you'll earn in 2016. Now, if what you put on the application after you sit down and think about it, and this is something that we help people with all the time, that's another reason why getting in-person assistance can be so helpful. But once you have sat down and thought about it and calculated what your best guess of your income for 2016, you put that into the application. If it's really off from what you earned last year, like more than 10% off, the marketplace may ask you to prove your income in 3 months. So they give you a chance to maybe earn some paychecks if you have a new position or reflecting your new hours, and then submit that at a later time. Meanwhile, your insurance can go ahead and start January 1st.
So you don't need to have the information now to start the insurance, but you're going to have it. There's an expectation that what you're saying is a reasonable estimate.
Mm-hmm.
And what if you work in sales and you're on commission and you had a great year and you think you're going to have a great year, but you're way off? Turns out you're way off. So you a good faith estimate, but you're just off.
Well, we suggest those people whose income fluctuates a lot, that they look at it once a quarter. And maybe they say, it was really high or much lower than I thought. And they call and say, this is it. And it adjusts things. So you don't have to do it all the time, but you're probably filing quarterly taxes if your situation is like that. Or at least a reasonable estimate you might be. And so at the same time, you call the marketplace and say, it's different.
All right, we're going to go to break. We'll put up those phone numbers once again. These are the numbers that you should call. The connector would get you a, what is that, a one-on-one consultation, essentially?
Well, that's to get you the appointment, which is one-on-one consultation, yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll put those numbers up throughout the show. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in right now with your questions. Be back right after this.